Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Am I the idiot for leaving my friend's birthday party after she didn't let me in her house? I, female, 23, was invited to my friend Sasha's, female, 23, birthday party. It was for a Friday at 8:30 p.m. We would start at her house, to pre-game and then go to bars. I had worked that day from 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., but I really wanted to go, so I rushed home, ate dinner, got ready, and drove to her place. We were texting the whole day about the plans, and she seemed very excited for me to join her and her friends. I am acquainted with her friends, but not besties. I arrived at her house at 8:30 on the dot. I hung up the phone with my boyfriend and texted her to let her know I was there. She said, okay. So I walked up and knocked on the door. I heard music and people talking inside, so I knew they were there. Nobody answered. I noticed she had a Ring camera, so I waved in front of it knowing the Ring notifies people's phones. Still nobody let me in. I knocked louder and texted her that I was at the door, but I was neither let in nor texted back. I knocked even louder and started shouting, "Hey, Sasha, I'm here." I finally hear footsteps coming to the front door, but instead of letting me in, I heard the deadbolt lock click, locking me out. I walked away from the door and called my boyfriend to tell him what was going on. I told him my feelings were hurt and that I wanted to go home. He convinced me to stay and knock again, rationalizing that it was a miscommunication. I texted her again saying, "Okay, I'm out front." Sasha immediately answered, "Okay, sounds good." So I knocked again. No answer. I heard the music get turned down and Sasha say, "Guys, I think she's here." So I knocked as loud as I could and said, "Yes, I'm here, it's me." Footsteps came towards the door, and again the deadbolt sounded and the door remained locked and the footsteps walked away. At this point I had been knocking for 12 minutes. I was so upset and angry that I left and texted Sasha. "So I've been knocking for over 10 minutes, and no one let me in, so I'm going home." She immediately called me, but I didn't answer because I was afraid I would say something out of anger that I would have regretted. She texted me that she looked through the peephole and did not see me. I think that's BS because she literally had a Ring camera. I told her that my feelings were hurt and I felt unwelcomed. I did not receive an answer. Am I the idiot for leaving? What could be the reasoning behind this? OP also replies to the comments and give us more info about the situation. Sasha ain't no friend of yours. Yeah, I figured. Very sad because we met in college and after graduating I continued living in my college town, and she was staying for more schooling. We would go out and get dinner, or go to one of our places once every 2 to 3 weeks and catch up, and SHE was always the initiator of plans. I was good friends with one of her other friends too, and I was shocked that she let this happen. The only way you would be wrong is if you were at the wrong house. If not the idiot, and those are not your friends. LOL, I was not at the wrong house, I had been there before. Info, you heard the deadbolt click twice? Once in the second paragraph, then again in the third? I'm confused how a door that was already locked was then locked again. Did you get clarification about this? Is it possible Sasha told one of her other guests to unlock the door for you? Yeah, my guess was they unlocked it when I walked away the first time to call my boyfriend. OP on how Sasha invited her to the party. She texted me the week before to invite me, then texted me day of to chat about it. What the F? This sounds like they thought this would be funny, but it was instead cruel. Not the idiot. That was so weird. Are these people 12? Like, what the hell? If you guys were kids, I'd say her parents forced her to invite you, but she didn't want you there. I mean, it's clear she didn't want you there, otherwise she would have opened the door. It seems like she and her friends thought it would be funny to make fun of you and left you outside while she pretended not to see you. That's stupid. Some people, no matter their age, are always stupid. But stupidity comes at all ages, doesn't it? If she didn't want you there, then shouldn't have invited you. It's that simple, but no, she had to be a complete jerk. I'm not going to pretend to understand her and her friend's behavior. But, A, she's not your friend, and, B, stay away from those toxic people OP, they just want to take advantage of others. Not the idiot OP, and I'm very sorry that you are feeling embarrassed, and that people that you considered your friends hurted you. But even though what they did to you was ridiculous and cruel, they showed you exactly the a-holes that they are, cut them out of your life. And what did you guys think of this situation? What would you do if you were OP? Would you have stayed and continued knocking? Or would you have left sooner? I would have. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Now, let's go to the update. Update, am I the idiot for leaving my friend's birthday party after she didn't let me in her house? Hey guys, thank you for all the support, I really am blown away. A few things to add before I get into the update. Yes, I was at the right house, I had been there before. Yes, I tried to open the door multiple times and it was still locked. My boyfriend told me to knock again because either this is a miscommunication or Sasha is a secret evil witch, and Sasha had never done anything remotely mean in the past, so he gave her the benefit of the doubt. On to the update. The next morning, one of Sasha's friends, Taylor, female 22, texted me to ask me if I was joining them in part 2 of the birthday party that night. It was the same plan to pregame and go out to bars. But why would I go to get humiliated again? Yeah. I said no, but did not tell her why. Sasha texted me a long apology, a little after I told Taylor I wasn't joining that night, saying that she was sorry I felt unwelcomed, and that she really wanted me there and she genuinely did not see me through the peephole. Sure. This gave me relief and I replied saying, that makes me feel so much better, I thought I was invited as a prank lol. To which she responded that she was offended I would even think she would do something like that. Like what? So I said, I wouldn't normally think that because we are good friends, but after knocking on your door for 10 minutes and no one answering, I just started to get in my own head. I probably should have been meaner, but I feel so guilty being mean. She didn't answer my text for a while, and when she did, she said, so dinner on Wednesday? Same time as usual? Heck no. I'm about to get done and dashed. My friends and boyfriend ended up convincing me to make plans with her, because the worst thing that can happen is I don't have fun and don't go again. Okay, fair. We made plans and when the day arrived, I was walking out the door to my house and my ceiling started leaking. It's like divine intervention telling me not to go. Maybe it was. So we rescheduled for the next day. Now, I am usually extremely open to giving people second chances, but this just felt weird. I don't believe her when she says she, quote, didn't see me through the peephole. So before our scheduled dinner, I reached out and texted her, saying that I have been wrestling with something and I don't think I can get over what happened at your birthday party, and I don't see this friendship going further. She responded with, is this a joke? And went on to say how she didn't see me, and how she already apologized multiple times, and I seemed fine, but if this is truly something I can't get past, she has nothing else to say. I never responded, she never texted me again. I think dropping her was my best course of action. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Thank you to everyone here for helping me get my head out of my butt and see her for who she truly is. I appreciate all of you. Didn't she have a window to look out of? Couldn't she have actually opened the door to check to see if you were there? Her arguments about not seeing you through the peephole are nonsense, total and utter crap. She could have opened the door instead of dead-bolting it from the inside. She was being really mean to you and you found her out for her nasty behavior. Well done you for going on this massive weight loss plan, and the weight you've lost is this mean, inconsiderate, nasty person. Well done you. The only reason I could think she wouldn't open the door is for safety reasons, like it could be a random murderer or whatever, haha. But she knew it was me, so Sasha is ignoring that you told her multiple times that you were there, and she not only read those messages, but also responded, and the fact that someone heard the door and locked it. If she didn't see you through the peephole, why not open the door and look rather than locking and then deadbolting it, and the fact that she has a Ring camera? It's BS. I don't know why she decided to pull this, but she deliberately invited you and then shut you out. And honestly, does it even really matter why? Stop wasting your time and energy on her and keep it moving. If she invites you to go somewhere, say no thanks, and let her find a new victim. Exactly. Congratulations OP for getting rid of a mean, manipulative, evil witch, who pretended to be your friend. Leave this toxic person in the past and move on with your life, surrounded with people who really care about you. Good luck OP. And what did you guys think of this update? Do you agree with OP's choices? Would you have done the same? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Oh, and I hope you are enjoying the video so far. If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the next story. If I don't like it, tell it to the news? I guess we're going to the news then. My mother was a truly inspiring woman. Her favorite phrase was, "Why say bleed when you can say hemorrhage?" Because she never did anything halfway, when she knew she could go all the way. We couldn't even ask for help with homework, because you'd be up till 3 a.m. on a school night, adding one more thing. Then you'd go to school with this magnum opus, while everyone around you phoned it in and still got an A. She would rarely get angry, but if you activated her righteous indignation, the repercussions would be legendary. There was one such story of malicious compliance that she always loved to tell, so I wanted to share it with everyone. It all started one day when I found a dagger in my brother's room. It was an ornate sort of fantasy-style dagger, not something you would find just anywhere, and it was very sharp. We were not old enough to have something like that at the time, he was only 11. Immediately, my mother walked up behind me and caught me red-handed, so I did what any self-respecting little brother would do and threw him under the bus. LOL. My brother wasn't at home at the time, so she went through everything and found more of these knives. She laid them out on the table, and she was psyching herself up for the hell she was going to bring down upon him. By the time my brother gets home, he walks in and sees her sitting there with the knives out. He goes white as a sheet. She immediately asks where he got them. This was the late 90s, and my brother was pretty into Magic, the Gathering. The card shop he went to for his fix was just down the street. He spent a great deal of time there and bought boxes and boxes of these cards from them, so they knew him and knew he was too young. They had sold it to him, knowing full well that he was underage, no questions asked. My mother's jaw dropped, and moments later, we were pulling up to the place. She drags my brother into the store and puts the knives down in front of the woman who owns the place. She tells her that they had sold it to him. Yeah, so what? He is not 18, and he shouldn't have access to these. You need to tell your employees to check IDs before they sell weapons to minors. She was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt before she snapped back with, "It's a joke, it's humor, don't you get it?" "Ah, so the problem is you." I am his mother, and I don't think it is funny. If you won't follow the law at the very least, I need you to stop selling weapons to my son. I'll do whatever I want. If you don't like it, tell the news. Oh, my God. Surely this woman doesn't know who she is talking to, or the lengths that my mom was willing to go for her kids. I don't know why on earth that would be the phrase you'd use. Now you are just asking for it. Mom gives her one last chance before the hammer drops. So you are saying that even without my permission, having asked you not to personally, and knowing it is illegal, you would still sell a knife to him? Of course, this is a business, maybe raise him better if you don't like what he is doing. Oh my God, this woman is playing with fire LOL. It was like the air left the room. There were 3 of us, boys in elementary, middle school, and high school around the time. She was the president of all 3 PTAs, for 3 different schools, miles apart from each other. She was practically momming as a sport and crushing it by every conceivable standard. This woman had just slighted her to her core, and now had to deal with the consequences of her ignorance. My mom didn't say another word, she gathered the knives, and we walked out. Even the woman behind the desk looked a little shocked that she was just walking out. So was I. We all went back to the car, and no one said a word. Then you could almost visibly see the resolve set in, and she says, "I guess we are going to the news then." I don't remember her saying another word for the rest of the night. This is going to be good. The next day, I woke up and she had papers all around her, that she had downloaded and printed off, and highlighted. She was on the phone explaining the story to a news station who just opened, and responding to emails she'd sent overnight. I don't think she slept. She had been up researching the laws and building her case. The first reporters she talked to didn't seem to see what she saw in the story, and told her they wouldn't pick it up. Every time she was told no, she would ask for references to someone who would do something like this. It took weeks of phone tag. She called the next reporter, then another, leaving messages and following up. Finally, she found an investigative reporter who would work with her. They decided that the best course of action was to put a hidden camera on my brother, to send him undercover to buy something larger. Oh my God, LOL. Believe me, I am well aware of how outlandish that sounds. They met up down the street and gave my brother some money to buy the biggest weapon he could get. I seem to remember it being $120, wired him up with a microphone and a spy camera they'd bought at a Radio Shack, and he went in, and he bought a legit full sword from the place. They jokingly told him not to kill anyone with it as he was walking out, and never asked to see an ID. Wow. Afterwards, the reporter interviewed the store owner, who stuck with her old fallback of it being funny to sell deadly weapons to kids. Then they interviewed my mom outside the shop, and the two of them argued on camera. Maybe because they had already caught her on a hidden camera, she felt the need to double down. She had to think people would side with her for some reason. She was irate. My mom just kept feeding her the rope to hang herself with, and the shop owner tied the whole thing into a neatly wrapped bow for the reporter. Just a spectacular failure on her part. It's hard to imagine how it could have gone worse. Sure, it is just a local news report from the 90s, but for my mom, it was her hero moment. She knew she was right, and she knew this person had to be stopped, and she did it all the way. Just like everything she ever did. In the report, they say that they went back, and the place was already closed. Within a month, it was completely out of business. The reporter won an award for the piece, and the righteous indignation was satiated for the time being. My mom recorded the airing of the report on a VHS tape, and every chance she got, she would parade it around to show people her crowning achievement. She would tell the whole story and we'd all watch the tape until it was lost to time and became legend. Your mom sounds awesome, and a super mom for sure. Be aware, people, there's no limit to what a parent who cares about their children can do to keep them safe. So, watch out, and don't be a-holes. I'm not going to lie, when I started reading the post, I thought we'd find out the weapons were fake or something. But reality was much better than my imagination. Also, what kind of person says that to a mother after they are confronted for selling something illegal to their children? Who were still minors. And they know that they are. That woman is crazy. Your mom really seems like an amazing mother and woman. And what did you guys think of this situation? Would you have done something like OP's mom did? Would your mom have? Don't forget to leave your opinions in the comments below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, go watch the video that is appearing on the screen right now or click on one of our playlists that are in the description to watch more videos. Until next time.